Let's take some time now to settle the body to begin our yoga class. So, sitting in a comfortable position, whatever that means for you, but making sure that you're steady and comfortable and there's balance between the right and the left side. Spine is straight and head and neck are aligned with the spine, and the eyes and the mouth are lightly closed. Hands are on your knees in a mudra of your choice. Take a long, deep inhalation now, a full yogic breath in. And when you exhale, release all of the events of the day so far. And take another long, deep inhalation now. And again, when you exhale, release all of the conversations and interactions that you've had today. Just let them all go on that exhalation. And one more time, another long, deep inhalation. And this time on the exhalation, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of things you need to do outside of this class, and allow yourself the gift of being right here and right now. There's nothing else you need to do at this present moment, just to be here. And return to the natural breath. And we'll now move the awareness through the body. And as you do this, please pay careful attention of any soreness or irritation, so that when we're doing the practices, if something isn't right for you, please listen to your body. And if that practice isn't right, please do something else or visualize the practice. So bringing the awareness now down to the soles of the feet, and then gently moving the awareness up through the legs, and then into the buttocks and the hips. Feel the awareness now in the hands as they rest on the knees, and then raise the awareness up through the arms and into the shoulders. And now bring the awareness into the torso, up into the abdomen and the chest, and then around to the back, bringing the awareness up through the back, right up through the spine, and then into the back of the neck, the back of the head, the crown of the head, and around to the face, releasing any expression in the face. And then gently resting the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti. And I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to our traditions and to each other, so we can all learn together without ill will. Breathing in first for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinad Vadhitamastu Ma Vedvashavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And we'll begin our practice lying down in Shavasana first. We're going to do mainly floor-based asanas in this class before we move into pranayama and yoga nidra. So lying now on the back. In Shavasana, just allowing the body first to release into the floor, giving yourself some time. Our first practice will be using the arms. So bring the arms as they are beside the body, but place the palms on the floor. Inhale and bring them up at shoulder height and stretch through the arms. Then exhale and bring them back so the backs of the hands are on the floor behind you, keeping the arms straight, stretching through the body. Inhaling, coming back to shoulder height, stretching through the arms. Exhale, palms on the floor. Please complete another 4 rounds of this practice, trying to coordinate the breath with the movement and slowing right down. And witnessing what's happening in the body when completing this practice. When you've completed the practice, come back into Shavasana and observe the movement of energy around the body. And for our next practice, we're going to lie on the right side first, bringing the right arm out at shoulder height with the palm facing up, with the left hand straight as well at shoulder height, but on the left side. Inhale, and as you do, bring the left hand over and meet the right hand, and exhale. Then inhale, bringing the left hand back so that the left shoulder is on the floor and the back of the hand is on the floor. This is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds. And again, just observing what's happening in the body, particularly in the left shoulder joint. After your final round on the right side, we're going to move to the left side, but take a few moments first just to settle body and observe that any changes from the practice. And then bring the knees over to the left. Arms are still at shoulder height. Inhale, bringing the right hand over to meet the palm of the left. Five rounds. And when you finish your final round of this practice, so 5 rounds on the right side, come back into Shavasana. And then bring the knees to the chest, hugging the arms around the knees, and do some circles or rock from side to side just to ease up the lower back if you need to. When you've had enough of this movement, come back to a static posture with the arms still around the knees. Inhale, then exhale, and then bring the nose up towards the knees. Hold. Inhale, bringing the head back to the floor gently. This is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds. And remember to lift the head after you've exhaled. For the 5th round, if you can, hold for a little bit longer than the others. When you've completed your rounds, again, back to Shavasana, allowing the body to rest and observing the impact of these practices. Our next practice will be a bridge. So for this one, bring the soles of the feet in front of the buttocks. Now you can, if you, to support the lower back, you can pop the hands underneath the buttocks or just on the side of the buttocks. The full practice of this, which I'm definitely not at the stage at, is to actually, when you lift the buttocks, is to grab the ankles. I'm not there yet. If you are, that's wonderful. But what we'll do is we'll go in 3 stages, and then we'll reach as far as we can go comfortably on the final stage. So for the first stage, just inhale and lift the buttocks just a little bit off the floor, using the soles of your feet, particularly the heels, to help you to do that. And then exhale, bringing the buttocks back to the floor. We'll do this again, just to this stage. Inhaling, lifting the buttocks by pressing through the heels. Exhale, bring the buttocks back to the floor. We'll now do 2 rounds a little bit higher, so midway to your full range of movement. Inhaling, going halfway, lifting the buttocks. Exhale, buttocks to the floor. Take a few moments, and then we'll go back to this stage halfway. And exhale, buttocks to the floor. And now we'll do 3 rounds as high as you can go, but again, don't push or strain. Just explore this for yourself. Inhaling, pressing through the heels, lifting the buttocks up. Exhale, buttocks to the floor. And again, inhale, lifting the buttocks up. Exhale, buttocks to the floor. And for the final round, try and hold for 5 breaths or up to 5 breaths. Inhaling, buttocks up to the full stage, and holding. And exhaling. When it's right for you, bring the buttocks back to the floor. Now, if you need to, again, massage the lower back, bring the knees to chest and just do some circular motions, making sure that you do the same number in the opposite direction as well, just to release any tension in the lower back. And then when you feel okay again, bring the soles to the feet, bring the soles to the floor in front of the buttocks, and place the hands either at shoulder height or behind the head, as long as your elbows can reach the floor comfortably. Okay, so inhale, and we're going to bring the knees together over to the right, but make sure your feet are in contact with the floor still, not your soles, but the sides of your feet. Inhale, bringing the knees to the right and turning the head to the left, and just allowing the body to ease into this spinal twist. It's fine to breathe in the position, but just hold it for a few moments. Then inhale, bringing the knees and head to center. Exhale, bring the knees to the left and turn the head to the right. Inhale, knees and head back to center. Complete another 4 rounds in your own time. So taking your own time, but trying to coordinate the breath with the movement, just so you're getting that body breath mind connection. When you've completed your final round, come back into Shavasana. And in Shavasana, complete 3 long, deep yogic breaths. So inhaling into the abdomen and also remembering the sides of the abdomen, filling those with air, filling the lungs with air midway and the chest, and then filling right up to the top of the chest. So you're from the bottom of the abdomen right up to the top of the chest, and then exhaling from the top of the chest to the abdomen, even down to the bottom of the abdomen. Complete 3 yogic breaths in this way. And continue lying in Shavasana. Returning to the natural breath. And our pranayama practice for this class will be Viloma, but doing so from a lying down position. And I'll explain what Viloma is. So just how you're doing that long yogic breath, you will be doing one of those, but Viloma is a staggered breath. So that means that on the inhalation for the first few rounds, so we'll do 5 rounds of each, but for the first 5 rounds, you will stagger the inhalation. So that means inhaling to the abdomen and pausing, and then inhaling into the chest and pausing, and then inhaling up to the top of the chest. And then it's one long, unbroken exhalation. So complete that 5 times, and then we will switch it so that you will do one long, unbroken inhalation, full yogic breath, and then you will stagger the exhalation. So the first stage will be the top of the chest exhalation and pausing, then the chest, pause, and then complete the full exhalation from the abdomen. Some of my students have said they use this technique when they wake up and cannot fall back to sleep. Apparently, it really helps them to settle the body and the mind to be able to drift off again. When you've completed your pranayama practice of Viloma, please return to the natural breath. And then prepare for the practice of Yoga Nidra. So if you need any cushions or blankets or anything to make yourself feel comfortable so you don't need to move throughout the practice, please grab those now and lie back on the floor in Shavasana. May like to put a cushion under the knees to support the back, whatever works for you. So now preparing for the practice of Yoga Nidra, ensuring the legs are hip width apart and all tensions release from the legs so that the feet flop to the sides. The arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing the sky. There's balance between the left and the right side of the body. The spine is straight. You may like to tuck your chin in just a little, just to check that the head and neck are aligned. And feel the body's contact against the floor. Feel the heels and the back of the legs and the buttocks against the floor. Feel the back against the floor. Feel the back of the hands and the arms and the shoulders against the floor. And feel the back of the neck and the head against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact create one complete point of contact between the body and the floor. Become aware now of sound. Listen for sounds first that are way off in the distance. Don't try and name them or identify them. Just move your awareness from one sound to the next as you hear it. And move the sound awareness a little closer now to sounds that are just outside the room where you are. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Move the awareness a little closer now to sounds just inside the room where you are. Now move the sound awareness to the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. Moving the sound awareness inside the body. And now move the sound awareness to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. I'll now rotate the awareness around the body. So listen to my instructions. And when I say the name of a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that part, and mentally repeat the name of that part. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger. palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the waist, right hip, thigh, knee, shin, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now over to the left side of the body and the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the back of the body with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Moving the awareness now to the face, beginning with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows, and the eyebrow center, the ears, the eyes, the cheeks, the nose, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat. The right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest. The right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel. The right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin. The whole right leg, the whole left leg, both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. Now release the body rotation and bring the awareness back to the natural breath and observing the response of the navel to the natural breath, and also observing how subtle the natural breath has become. Well, now add a visualization to the natural breath. Just using the natural breath on the inhalation, visualize that you are inhaling golden healing light through the soles of your feet, right through the body to the top of the head. And then on the exhalation, from the top of the head, right through the body, out through the soles of the feet, you will let go of anything that does not serve you. Anything that you need to release, release it out of the soles of the feet on the exhalation. And the breath can be used just like an anchor to bring it back to the practice if the mind wanders. Release breath visualization now, and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels as though it's walked outside on a sweltering summer's day, a hot, windy summer's day. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's walked outside on a hot, windy summer's day. Release this feeling of heat now, replacing it instead with a feeling of coldness. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's turned around and walked back into a cool, air-conditioned room from the hot, sunny summer's day. The body's feeling cooler and cooler, like it's walked out of the sweltering heat and into a fully air-conditioned room. And release this feeling of coolness now, replacing it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels so heavy that it feels like it's pressing against the floor. It feels like it's made out of lead, and it feels like it may almost fall through the floor. It's so heavy. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, and it's pressing into the floor. Release this feeling of heaviness now and replace it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels so light, it feels like a cloud drifting on the breeze. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, as though it's a cloud drifting on the breeze. Release this feeling of lightness now and allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. Release all of these sensations completely and instead allow the body to come back to the mind. Bring the awareness back to the mind behind the closed eyes, the space behind the closed eyes, also known as Chittakash. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize, and create the following objects and images: a red rose with raindrops on its petals, a red rose with raindrops on its petals, a fluffy duckling walking in a puddle, a fluffy duckling walking in a puddle, a vibrant pink sunrise, a vibrant pink sunrise, a bumblebee buzzing around a purple flower, a bumblebee buzzing around a purple flower, a rainbow in a sky across a green field, a rainbow in a sky, in the sky across a green field, a candle lighting up the darkness, a candle lighting up the darkness. Release these images now and instead call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And begin to feel your breath again in your body. Allow the breath to deepen and observe the movement the breath creates in the body. Observe how the deeper breath moves the back against the floor. Check in with your body and just observe how you're feeling right now at this very moment. And we'll begin the process of gently externalizing now that the practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. First, remember the details of the room where you are. Remember the color of your mat, color of the walls, color of your clothing. Begin to hear the sounds around you and remember the world attached to those sounds. Begin to mentally identify the source of those sounds. And remember the time of day. Begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes. Again, being very gentle with your body, allowing it to externalize in its own time. And begin to move and stretch in a way that's right for you, whether that's hugging the knees to the chest to release the back like we did in our class, It might mean raising the arms above the head, like we also did in our class, to stretch the body out. Whatever works for you. You may also like to lie on the right side for a few moments. But before coming up to a sitting position, try to keep the eyes closed or downcast to try and maintain this peaceful state that you've created. And then when it's right for you in your own time, very mindfully come up to a sitting position. And like we did at the beginning of the class, we'll scan the awareness through the body. And this time, compare how you feel now to when we began. So moving the awareness up through the soles of the feet and up through the legs and into the buttocks and the hips, up through the hands on the knees and right up through the arms to the shoulders. Moving the awareness up through the torso now, up through the abdomen and the chest, and then around to the back, moving the awareness up through the back and up through the spine and into the neck. Moving the awareness to the back of the head, the crown of the head, around to the face, and then gently rest the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame and visualize the glow and the light from that flame cascading right throughout the body, filling the body with light. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude our class. Breathing in. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.